Hey, good morning, folks. Hope everyone's doing all right. And welcome to July trade. So, what are the stuff we need to figure out right now? Well, to be honest with you, nothing really, because we do have the NFP next week. So do bear that in mind. There is a real possibility we might not see any action today, possibly a relief rally after. Basically, we've cemented the worst stock route, since on the S&P. Like shaved off about 9 trillion US dollars of value through the S&P. But so APAC trade, yes, basically risk assets just slipped further. You have your US index equities, crude oil, what have you. We are looking towards getting the flash inflation readings out of the Eurozone in a bit of time, in about 2 hours actually. Okay, not a bit of time, a lot of time actually. Um, And then during the US session, we also have the ISM manufacturing figures coming out. So not a lot in terms of data, and I don't see this, moving markets crazy, but um, do bear in mind that it is the start, basically the close of the week. So I don't think anyone's going to get all gung ho because we had that yesterday to do that, basically. Um, So what do we have on the charts? Let's just take a really quick look on the charts here. Potentially like the more interesting ones is, first of all, let's take a look at gold. So we break through that potential support trend line over there. Now trading below that 1800 level, we're seeing a bit more further selling below. Like you can see, this is just we are going to test, it looks like we are going to test this at the low of 2022. So will we, it's going to be really important for buyers to hold here. Potentially we might, I don't think, with the way of how this market has acted and with the macro backdrop, I don't see this as a potential, oh yeah, buyers are just waiting for it to get here to then buy. I do see this potentially just consolidating around this area, trying to create a new value sort of range going forward. And I would think, 1800s will then be that sort of cap to prices until we have a reason for it to go higher, I reckon. So crude oil going back to test that support trend line over there. We slipped further yesterday after not able to hold above that prior high, and then that really nice test on 110s to then just go back to test 106.43s before now trading below. As I mentioned, a couple of times now, yeah, it needed to hold three. Okay, first of all, it needed to hold above the gap. It didn't. And then the next, it needed to hold above 3,800. It didn't. This was that prior low when we saw this first move here. All right, so gap down, very decisive selling below this value. And then now we're seeing it just going back for the retest of the 3,700 before we get to the low of year, which is over here. So 3650s. Right, so in a way, nothing much, but it is interesting, pertinent for me to bring up the fact that the Aussie is seeing pressure. And on the other side of this, the yen is actually, uh, going through a bit of recovery. So will this stay below this prior low? I don't think so. I think we're going through right now is a bit of just pricing in of the Fed hike, and because numbers aren't extremely great out of data, so it could just be, you know, we're not expecting another 75 basis point hike, basically. So the next couple of meters probably 50 basis point hike, and then there's always the fear of what Michael Berry said, that the Fed might just bring this back again. So this, to me, is not sustainable in the long run. So the Aussie, because the Australian economy is not doing too bad, so and they are very determined in the hiking cycle. So this resistance trend line here, what I see this being, and what I do like seeing this, is what you call like the market's making an excess. So once all the basically a lot of people could potentially get caught up on the shorts here, and then we might just see them turning back around the moment this resistance trend line breaks, retest on this level here, and then just yeah, it'll be a good day at school. So I hope that was useful. This is Reed, bring your daily briefing. Have a great session today and a brilliant weekend, everyone. Cheers.